Well, it looks like I got my own email from starting live. All right. Well, it does look like we're live. Internet looks steady. At the moment, CPU usage looks pretty good. Under 10%. Zero dropped frames. Oh, I did some testing and I think it's working. Let's see. Hello, Delvin. Thank you for joining. Delvin, I missed you in the last live stream last Sunday with the pumpkin carving. Alright, let's test the internet here. Hopefully it doesn't change too much. Okay, it looks good. I'm monitoring myself. I see good audio levels. Delvin, how is the audio on this? And this is actually the quickest I got the good sign from YouTube. Meg, thank you for joining. So I tried some things, experimenting with better optimization for the computer. So, right now, with both streaming, so it's encoding and streaming to YouTube, and it's recording locally to the hard drive that's in the gaming computer, it's sitting at about 9.5, 9.0% CPU usage, which is much better than it's been. The biggest thing, and I actually, one of the other streamers I watch is, what is it called? Paul's Hardware. They doing awesome hardware, I think was the live stream where I asked the question. And what they suggested was when I was gaming, my monitor and my game was at 4K. But I'm outputting from the computer at 1080. So in real time, it has to transcode from a 4K video down to a 1080. Then once it transcodes, it has to encode that 1080p stream and send that out to YouTube. So what I did was, and I'm testing this right now, I lowered the resolution of the output from the gaming computer to 1440p. So that is half the amount of vertical pixels, which is also half the amount of horizontal pixels. So it's 4 times less resolution that's putting out. So it's 4 times less processing power needed to do that transcode from 4K to 1080 versus 1440 to 1080. And I think it's working very well right now. All right, so thank you guys for joining. Today it's not going to be as long of a stream, but I do want to go over some weather stuff. I'm feeling a little bit better. All this past week I have been sick, starting really last weekend. So during the last live stream with the pumpkin carving, that's when I just started feeling a little bit of a tingle in my chest and my throat. And then Monday, the next day, I woke up, I was hacking, and I called out of work, went to the doctor that day, and I had an upper respiratory infection. I kind of felt it right up there. So all this week I've been having that, dealing with antibiotics I've been on, so I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. And I had some time to tinker and experiment with different things with the gaming computer. So the other thing I wanted to check, so OBS right now is showing, actually 8.9.3 CPU utilization, but I want to see what the actual Task Manager shows. And Task Manager is actually at my target for just streaming and recording 15% CPU utilization. That's it with this 9900K. That is a great thing, because then when the game starts, that bumps it up to about 50% utilization for the CPU. So 50 plus 15, so that'd be about 65% total utilization, maybe bumping up to 75, which is still okay. It's not maxing out the CPU. All right, so I've got some weather things to talk about, and then we're going to play some games. So let's see if my hotkey still works here. I think it's this one. Did it switch? It switched, good. All right, so my hotkey still works there. All right. Hello, Raymond. Thank you for joining. And yes, we're actually going to talk about that a little bit, because I do have one of these tabs open for the National Hurricane Center with this little system that's not 100% hurricane, but it's close enough, so they probably went with that. But we're going to start with the coast, because the waters are a little choppy right now because of this system that is out there. So here I'm looking specifically at the South Shore of Long Island coastal flood statement. Now, localized minor flooding, vulnerable coastal locales along southern Nassau, southeastern Suffolk, and southwestern Suffolk, so pretty much just all of southern Suffolk. High tide from 7 p.m. this evening to midnight. Brief minor flooding of the most vulnerable locations near the waterfront and shoreline, with less than 1 foot of inundation above ground level. So, not that bad of flooding, which is probably why there's no coastal flood warning or anything more with flooding, because it's not a lot of flooding. So that's why there's just that coastal flood statement. And that's all that's out there right now from the National Weather Service, specifically the Upton location here. Next, let's take a look at some of the radar, and there's a couple little features I want to talk about. And Raymond, you're actually right on time with that question, because I'm just going to the radar right now. So a couple of these features I do want to talk about. And Delvin and Raymond, how are you guys doing? I haven't seen you, I haven't streamed in a while, and I haven't made a video in a little while, but how are you guys doing? Alright, so, two features that we're looking at here, and we're going to look at the satellite next. So, this is one system here. I actually don't have the surface analysis up. Surface analysis you would need to determine if this is a cutoff low, which I have a suspicion that it is, because it's not moving. It's really not moving there. So we have this system, and this is really a big system. The radar right here, where there is going to be some rain, and yes, for you, Raymond, going into Albany, we will be seeing some of those little bands. And I'll see if I can pull up radar scope here and switch the radar station to here. So let's play through that. So yeah, it's not a consistent or a single block of a line, but in this line it's just more scattered, and really more north of where you are, going into there, Burlington, that's where the more moderate rain is going to be. But going near Albany, little scattered showers. So like right here, there's a rain report. I'll just say the exact location. Doesn't show the exact location, but it looks like it's closest to the St. Johnsonville, or St. Johnsville. So that is really all we're going to be seeing. Little scattered showers here and there from that cutoff system, which I think is a cutoff system. We'll determine that in just a second. So let me X that out. So that's this system that we just looked a little bit more in depth on that radar. Now to determine if this is a cutoff system, we are going to go to the... Is it going? we're going to go to the Weather Prediction Center. I forgot to load that tab in here. We'll put that right there. Surface analysis. And it is cut off. The way you can tell that something is cut off is when you look at the center of the low. If that isobar around it is completely filled, then it is cut off. Versus, it's not really another example, but like if we take a look at the low pressures here, the isobars, they're not a complete circle around the low. So a cut-off low pressure system here is kind of like its self-enclosed northerly tropical system. But it's not a tropical system because it didn't originate from the tropics. But that's what this is, a cutoff system, because of that isobar right there that's showing it's completely cut off, which is why it's a pretty slow mover. When we look at the radar there, it's just spinning in place. And on the satellite, it's really impressive. See, it's just spinning in place. It's a cutoff low. And one of the arms, this longer arm that's really spreading down from Mexico through Canada, that is the system that's going to be bringing clouds in right now. Earlier, there was not a single cloud outside, and it was beautiful. And now the clouds are coming in from this system. You can see a little gap in there from the sunny skies to that sharp line of clouds. That is one of the arms of this bigger cutoff system. But there's also some very interesting dynamics happening right now. So we have that cutoff low, and then we have this other little low going on. And that is right here, Tropical Storm Melissa. And let's see where it's going. So it's pretty much just heading due west, or due east. Tropical storm that weakens to a depression by, say, this 2 p.m. Sunday from the National Hurricane Center. But this is where it kind of can go a couple different ways. But yeah, so we're going to call this tropical storm. It could be considered a coastal storm, but it has the characteristics enough to qualify it for a tropical system. So we have Tropical Storm Melissa, and if we go back to the radar, satellite, sorry, I'm still a little confused from the drugs. We have that cutoff system. So these two are being kind of forced really close together, which is also why once this system comes through, we can probably start seeing a little bit windier conditions, but we do have some pretty clear air right all through this region. So now let's start looking at some of these forecast models. And you will notice on one of these forecast models here, snow. We are looking at snow already, folks. Is anybody excited for snow? Anybody want snow? Now, Pete, hello. Thank you for joining. Long time no see. Alright, so we're starting to see snow out there. So on the GFS here. Actually, let me look in here on radar scope. I want to see what it's showing. Wow, yep, there's your snow. Let me get the radar sight. Come on. There we go. So there's some snow, and I want to switch this to precipitation depiction. There we go. There is snow. Snow and or graupel. Snow and or graupel. Because it's a little bit on this mixing side there, and there's no reports coming in anywhere else. But there's some snow there. Looks like a little bit of snow here. Mixed rain and snow. What is this? Ice pellets and sleet. Oh man, oh look, we got some banding of snow going on there. mixed rain and snow, just because it's probably still on that cusp. But yeah, we do have some snow. Yes, the first snow is always exciting. Although this far out, even though we're going into mid-October, it's still a little bit too soon to really give a forecast about what I think the first snowfall will be. But yeah, there's our snow. I'll leave Radar Scope open for now because we might be using it, but then when I switch to the gaming, then I'll close that to make sure there's really nothing else interfering. Alright. So there's our snow. And now let's follow this GFS model. And when I was looking at this just before I started the live stream, um, again, the icon and the GFS, they're not entirely agreeing. The NAM is a little bit more on the GFS side, but we'll look at all that too. Alright. So we're going to watch. First, let's just keep an eye on where Melissa is. Melissa's just going almost due east. And as that happens, there's this impulse here of energy that's really giving some good QPF probably over the southern eastern coast, really from Georgia through the southern part of New Jersey there. And this is where the timing, and we'll get to that. We'll get to the timing there. Stop saying the S word. Oh, you don't like that. So the pumpkin that we carve will have some snow on it. Even though mine's starting to rot and yours, Meg, is eaten. Anyway, so here, that little impulse is really not going to come up through the northeast tri-state region. And that is an agreement between all the forecast models for the most part. The timing, though, is very off on that. And then we have a high coming in. So that's for Sunday night. If you're in southern Jersey, that area, then yeah, you may be seeing some showers going through maybe even the southern fork of the Twin Forks area there. High comes in for Tuesday, so Tuesday's going to be a good day, and then we have a little mess coming in. Now this was actually pretty consistent between the forecast models. So late Wednesday, this is Wednesday afternoon, starting with some showers, and then it really picks up intensity here on the GFS. Meg, how do you feel about Pete's renaming there of White Rain? Or it could just be, well, Frozen Rain is something. Fluffy Rain. Fluffy Rain! How's that? We'll call it Fluffy Rain. Can we call it Fluffy Rain? Alright. And I'm just keep watching my own view, just because light-wise, it looks pretty good. If I need more light, I actually have my studio light up here ready to go, but with the windows open, it's actually casting a nice little bit of light on top of me. Alright, so that is late Wednesday going through Thursday, but then after that, look how close these isobars are. Very windy going into Thursday and Friday, because these aren't that too far apart. Yeah, this is a strong low. 978 millibars is what it's showing. White rain is definitely worse. Okay. Fluffy rain. Can we go with fluffy rain? So this is a pretty intense low there, 978. So it's strong on its own, and there's a high pressure coming right on the heels of it. So as those two systems come together, we have an increased pressure gradient, which is causing this very windy condition. And the other thing we're noticing that was just starting to get into the area. So this is 18Z Thursday. It's not really for the tri-state region, but getting up near Albany, we're seeing that 540 line starting to make its way down. Again, this is starting to get into fall. Winter is not that far away. And then going into next weekend, there is a high right here. That high that was on the heels of that last system. And it's still kind of acting like a shield a little bit. As we're going into Saturday, which looks okay, just maybe a little breezy there. And then for Sunday, at least Saturday night into Sunday, that rain is actually being held off by the high pressure. Marshmallows falling from the sky. What's wrong with that? That sounds great. Better than hail falling from the sky. I'd rather get hit in the head by falling marshmallow than hail. Okay. And that's pretty much as far as I'm going to go on the GFS. It does go more, but again, beyond the 7-day forecast, I do not trust at all. So next, Icon. So this is where we're going to start seeing a little bit of a difference between these two forecast models. So there's Melissa. I keep wanting to say Maria. I don't know why. Melissa, which still goes due east. That's right. That's consistent. But here, 6Z Monday. Let me go back. It's right about here. 12Z Monday going into maybe 18Z Monday. We'll call it right there. 12Z Monday. Slight difference between the timings there. And also the icon's a bit more intense. So that's where Monday morning, Twin Forks area, South Shore, or southern part of Jersey, specifically the southern Jersey Shore, maybe even a little bit more inland can get some showers. And that little energy impulse. And then beyond that, going into Tuesday, it looks like a good day with the high coming right over us. And then Wednesday, the system really intensifies. What looks like it's happening here as that low that's coming from the west over the Great Lakes. As it's heading over the Great Lakes, it's pulling some of that moisture and it's intensifying. Winter coaster? Well, Raymond, I'm not sure what you mean by winter roller coaster. Because there are some things I've been looking at, and I'm not saying anything official just yet, but some things could be a little bit more intense. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Okay. But anyway, some old wise tales. So this is where some of my neighbors were talking about that have been in this same spot for 60 years. Two things. The squirrels, they're burying their acorns already. That started in early September. The squirrels burying their acorns. That was number one. Number two, the squirrels have a more brownish coat versus a grayish, typical gray squirrel. So when you look at the squirrels specifically, they're saying those two things kind of signify that they are predicting a more intense winter. So we'll see. Squirrels having a darker coat, and the squirrels burying their acorns much sooner, about a month sooner than normal. We'll see if that prediction holds up. So let's take a look what the icon. Yeah, still pretty intense there coming through Wednesday afternoon. Intense wind behind that with the higher pressure gradient. High comes in, and this really only goes out through Saturday. But still kind of hinting at this rain not making it all the way down into the tri-state region, maybe still through Albany, the northern counties of the lower Hudson Valley, because that high is still having an influence and shielding. And the last one here, I did have, when I was looking, I had closer views of all these, but we don't need to go through those. We'll go through the NAM. The NAM, again, only goes a certain amount out, and my prediction of the timings kind of finished by the time what I was trying to do was, by the time I wanted to get to the NAM in the live stream, the 84-hour would finish, which it did. And Megan, yes, very, Meg, we are very romantic. You have the earth, I have the sky. You are of the earth, and I am of the sky. You know the land, I know the atmosphere. Perfect union. That's what we are. Let me see. 2018, 2019, winter was moderate cold. Yes, but Raymond, what happened last year too was moderate cold. Yes, but it wasn't as moist. The moisture wasn't really there. Versus a couple of years before, we had a lot of moisture, but it really wasn't cold. So we had more of the cold rain versus snow. This year, I'm still going to have to really dig into this, but I'm thinking the cold is going to be, again, moderate cold with more moisture. Specifically, maybe the second half of this weekend. Endless clouds. Actually, we had some, again, I mentioned this before, but we had some really, really nice conditions earlier. It's 68 right now, which I think is the highest I've seen for my area. It may go up one more degree, but now that, because of the lower sun angle, it's going to start fading off. So I think this was the highest, which before, when the sun was beautifully out, there wasn't a single cloud in the sky. It was like 67, which was great. Okay, let's take a look at this NAM. So there goes Melissa. High comes in. That impulse comes in, but still notice it's not as intense. And it's still south. So southern Jersey may still see some things. Maybe going up through the middle part of the Jersey Shore. Maybe a little bit onto the Twin Forks. And then that's pretty much it. This only goes out through 6Z Wednesday, which is, we're still in daylight saving time. So that's 2 a.m. Wednesday. I saw the second half of your Delvin, your comment. Last weekend with pre 7 a.m. sunrise. Yeah, it's getting darker. The darkness is coming. The winter solstice is on its way for the darkest day of the year. Okay. So that just about wraps up the forecast part. And again, we could still talk about some forecasting. Let's talk about the climate while I switch to some gaming. And now this, I would love everybody's feedback about how the quality of the game stream looks. I tested this before and it looked okay. It looked better than what it has been. And I'm going to keep monitoring that right here. And we're going to close out this. And we're going to go into Steam. The migration of Destiny 2 from Battle.net Blizzard to Steam has happened, which I have a lot of Steam games in here anyway, so I kind of like it. Doom is one of the other favorite ones I have. The Lab was fun. What was the other one? It was the Lab Home. Was it? No. No, that's a different one. Oh, Universe Sandbox. Duh. That's the other one that was fun. But we're gonna play Destiny 2 now. Oh, Raymond, I actually haven't noticed that. But yeah, I knew it was a little bit shorter. Okay, here we go. Oh, what's going on here? It's not centered. Why is it not centered? But oh my god, it looks much more smooth. Let me see. There's just want to see how the smoothness looks first. Oh, I know why. I have to switch Destiny, so I'll have to get in there and switch Destiny to 1440p because it's at 4K right now. I didn't try this with actually with Destiny before. I was using Doom. Because Doom is actually the easiest I've seen to run. Oh, Raymond, yes, I did hear about the Blizzard thing with China. Because there was a competition. I actually just saw this on another live stream last night. There was a competition going on for esports in China that was sponsored by Blizzard. And there's also these protests going on in China because in China there's a lot of human rights violations and suppression of free speech. So this one winner of the competition spoke out about the protests and said he's in support of the protesters against the police. And that was a violation of everything, and Blizzard actually banned that guy. Okay, now I want to see. I can't get in there. I have to load my character, I believe. Hong Kong. Ah, it was Hong Kong. Okay, now let me see in here. I should be able to switch to video for 2560 by 1440. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Okay, good. It is matching the screen. So we got 2560 by 1440. That's also still medium. But let's see. Let's just see how the lobby screen looks. It actually doesn't look bad. Now let's see CPU utilization. Wow. That's pretty good. I think I can push it some more. That's not using a lot at all. At least right now. Let's see what happens with the game. So I'm going to close that, because I'm not in game just yet. Okay, I need level 780 for the moon. Oh, I didn't get Shadow Keep. Oh, I thought I got it for free. Never mind. So, let's try. What do I have in here? Oh, let's go into here. Let's see what happens. Wow. Raymond, I didn't notice that before. Went from 83 degrees to 13 degrees. Okay, now it looks pretty smooth. I'm watching the stream. Still looking smooth, still good. The last time I did the game stream, it wasn't dropping frames or dropping anything, but it was very choppy. It was almost like 15 to 20 FPS on the stream side, but not on my side. Okay. And here, everything looks fine. Let me try and up some of the settings. So it's on 2560. Let's try and get these up to highest depth of field. I want low. What does this do? I'm not sure what that does, but we'll see. If I max these settings out, no motion blur. I don't like that. The wind impulse. Let's see here. Okay. It's a dark scene right now, but it looks good. I'm just trying to look at the stream. It looked like it's, let's see. Just couldn't really encode it fast enough, but CPU utilization is not high right now, which is okay. I'm on about 20 to 25%. It's still not in game. Looks smooth from my end. I'm just looking at it here. Doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty good there.
Checking.
I could probably change these things a little bit. So like these are on highest. Let's switch these to high instead. Well, this was off. I want to see if I switch depth of field back to off. And leave everything else on high versus highest. Okay. A fusion rifle. Ooh, 763. I have to start getting rid of some of these. But they're all so powerful now. Let me get rid of some of those in my vault. Okay, feels good here. Actually, oh, that looks much better. I wonder if it was the depth of field. Okay. Let's put some of these away. Scout rifle, submachine gun, shotgun. I don't really like the shotguns. Get rid of that. Sniper, pulse, auto, sidearm, submachine gun. I don't think I'm going to be using the auto rifle with the sidearm. Get rid of that, store that, and here. Yeah, Raymond, it did basically go from summer to fall, or to winter, sorry. Yeah, summer to winter overnight. Okay, let's see what else. It's a hand cannon, submachine gun. So I'll store that. That one I'll store. Shotguns I don't like. Fusion, pulse, 2 hand cannons. Get rid of that one. Okay, so I freed up a little bit of room there. Oh, there goes the train. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Finally,
Checking now.
I got a good stream.
Acknowledged.
And that was here. 763. I'm going to keep that because I still really like this trace rifle. And I'm going to switch this one, since they're all the same now, back to the bow and arrow. Okay.
So who won?
Okay. Very close to getting another little engram. Okay. Let's see what Zavala wants. And then I want to get onto the battlefield and actually try this, because it looks really good right now. A little bit of dropping, but overall looks pretty good. Okay. Okay. Read through that. Quest. Wise words. Okay, let's go back to orbit. Yeah, that stream looks really good there. Now, a question for you guys. Are you seeing the stream right now in 720 at the most, or is it 1080 at the most? Because it looks like it should be a 1080p stream. Raymond, I'm not sure, because Mortal Kombat I've never really paid attention to. But what was the whole Mortal Kombat thing? Alright, where to now? There's a thing here. Watcher's Grave. That was a public event. Let's try this. Okay, watching this as it's going through. I think finally I have the right settings. Okay, so now I'm actually in the battlefield. Oh, there's things shooting. So let's check the CPU. Okay, it looks like it's holding steady around that 20 to 25% utilization. Maybe let's say, yeah, 20-25%. So I can go a little bit more, which is good. Running at the 5.1 gigahertz. Oh, I think I got the two at once. Nice. Two shots to take down one of those. Okay, and how do I get up there? Another Minotaur. There it goes. Yeah. Oh, over there it looks like. Got little explosive heads on there. No, Raymond, I'm sure it's not the ISP because this game looks much better than last time after I adjust some settings. And also, when I started the day with my little testing, I had it on the settings I had before, and it didn't do as good as it's doing now. It's still a little choppy, though, when I'm in the game. Okay, there we go.
You are traveler spawn. Do you know what that means?
Okay, we're a traveler spawn.
You want more? Seek out the Emperor. Emperor save you.
Ooh. Invitation from the Emperor. What is this? Okay, let's see what that quest is all about here. How did I get to quests? I forgot where that was. Oh, that's in here. Alright, quests. Invitation from the Emperor. the newest one? Tribal Hall. Especially for you aboard the Leviathan. Okay. So the Leviathan and Ikora. So let's go to there. We'll go to those two. After this. Oh, I forgot my finisher. Oh, I didn't even fully draw the bow. Raymond, you may think it's... Well, I mean, I'm not 100% sure of anything at the moment. I don't think it's the ISP because it looks the same. It's not terrible right now. It looks the same no matter what we were doing. Ah, that was fun. What's in here? Oh, I know where this is. That's not where I want to be. Run through the portal. Oh. There you go. There you go.
Attention all crew members. Incoming fallen craft with elevated ether signatures.
Oh, let's use the big guns. Okay. We got that. And also, Raymond, the other thing is I don't want to do a internet like speed test right now while I'm streaming, but it's constant. Oh, turn the other way.
The Fallen are feeding on that servitor.
That is very bad news. Please stop them.
Oh, I need the other thing. That. Oh, it got me. Oh, it's trying. I don't know what's going on with these other things. No ammo, but got it. All right.
We did it. We broke open the servitor.
Did you know ether exposure causes no permanent damage? Congratulations!
Ah, Raymond, yes. I do think those microtransactions should be ended because essentially, the richer you are, the better you'll be. Is how they're treated. You have money, then you can be a better player, not actually with skill, but just with money. Which is also why I kind of like the whole Apple Arcade thing, even though they're not really AAA titles, just because there is no microtransactions. You know, I will say in these games, I've never actually used the microtransaction. I may be doing it slower than everybody else, but I am gaining my skill naturally. Where'd that Hydra go? There you are. I see you. One more should do it. There we go. You got it. I don't know if it's these headphones, but the sound in this game now is really good. Okay, let's go back to Ikora now. Let's do a little test. I'm actually gonna leave the performance. I'm gonna leave this on this time. Let's see how that measures. I think Ikora was in the tower. There we go. There's a couple. The invitation, Gambit, and okay. So we'll do this and there. Actually, we'll go here first. I mean, it does look better, the game overall. And I still look good with the light. Soon I may have to turn the light on. Well, it'll be ending soon anyway, in about maybe 10 minutes. Although, it's taking longer right now. So, that is because it is peak. Have I dropped any frames? Let's take a peek. Wow, look, yep, there's the utilization there. Nearing 100%. That's what I was looking for. When it's on, when the game is on. And there's the 100% utilization of the GPU. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Ethernet. Sent. I think it's using. I'm not sure which one's using. But it's there. Okay, this is interesting. And when I go back into the actual view, I hear the graphics card kick into the higher phase. Because in the graphics card, you have different power levels, power phases. One of them, I know when it's in the highest power phase, is because I can actually hear a little buzzing, a little like I forget what they were called, cap buzzing. It was from the capacitors buzzing. It's normal. It's just what the sound that they make happens when you pump a lot of electricity through. But when this is running, I hear it. When I go out of the game view, even though the game's still running, it's not showing it on the screen, and I don't hear it. And what do we got here? What was going on specifically with Mortal Kombat, Raymond? Is that bad with microtransactions? I've never played the game. Another one I remember where microtransactions came up was Star Wars Battlefront 2, I believe it was. Inside there was huge with play to win, or pay to win. You pay a lot of money into these loot boxes, and then you'll gain gear faster. Ah, here we go. Now it connected. Okay, let's go to the Gambit. Well, yeah, it definitely looks better than it has been, but still not 100% smooth.
Gambit's always looking for guardians. You in?
Wait, what? I thought I had to go to him. Nope, nothing from him.
Go be bad guys.
Go be bad guys, alright. I just gotta get up to the other person. Kind of little dark alley down here. Spooky. There's always vending machines. This is supposed to be the safe house, but it feels creepy. Okay. Let's see what Ikora has to say.
Your light has not gone out.
Okay, scout rifle. The invitation. Oh. I'm almost done with this too. What was this? Interesting. Painting game. What is this? Nightfall. So, public event done. Complete a lost sector. And then Nightfall strikes I really don't like. Oh, I thought you meant with microtransactions, Raymond. Actually, honestly, I don't care about the violence part. They should state it's a violent game. That's about it. And if you want to play that, go ahead. Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel. If you want to make a violent video game, go ahead. you want to play the violent video game, go ahead, but just have that label there. That I know there's the ratings like M for mature for the video games, but like this game I believe is M for mature. Let me just look that up real quick. Destiny 2 rating. Age. Let's see. Age rating. Oh, it's rated T for teen. And then I know when I played Metal Gear, that was M. Is Doom also? Let me see which if it gives me the right Doom. Doom Eternal, which is not out yet. Doom, Nintendo Switch. That's rated M for mature, which it is a little bit more on the gory side, but it's not necessarily violent. They're demons. They're not humans. But yeah, it is rated M. Because Doom, I feel like that game is not as grotesque or grotesque is a little bit different, but violence. It's not as violent as Mortal Kombat. But that kind of still falls under the M rating. So that's where I think if you're buying a game that is an M rating, you should expect that. And what am I doing here? Quests. Here we go. Okay. Locate the barge on Nessus. Can I go here? Nope. I have to actually go off planet. Oop, wrong one. Okay, there we go. Let's try and find this barge on Nessus. Which is back there. Okay. And after that, we'll probably end the stream. Well, like right now, it doesn't look too terrible, the graphics. They really don't look choppy. But let's see what happens when we're in-game, in battle. So dramatic sounding, the music. They didn't even get a shot off. Okay.
Attention all crew members. Incoming fallen craft with elevated ether signatures.
A little bit choppy again, but not terrible. Where is oh, it's up here. There we go. Let's see what he has to say.
This chalice is my gift
Oh, a rocket launcher. Okay, that's heavy. Wow, I got multiple swords. Two voids. Void, void. 65. Oh, they're exactly the same. Rest for the wicked. Yeah, they're exactly the same. So I will hide that, or I disassemble that, and take this one. There we go. The invitation. Defeat Cabal on Nessus to collect Lost Chalice fragments. Okay.
Emperor, save you.
Alright, let's defeat Cabal. I'm in more of the Vex territory. Oh, what is this over there? Oh, that's just part of the Earth. Part of the planet. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible on the stream. I'll still have to play around with it a little bit. But I will stop right here. And we're going to return to orbit. Before I leave the game, I'm going to switch this back to... No, don't do that yet. I'm going to go when I go back into the game again. Okay. Yeah, so there's the graph. So that's nearing max for the CPU, but not fully there yet. Okay. Yeah, now it's a little dark, but I'm going to be ending. Alright, so thank you all for joining. I still see I got 4 people watching. I hope you enjoyed a little Games and Storms live stream on an unusual day. Still try and get my usual, probably Tuesdays, for the Games and Storms live stream going. Thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel and you're just watching, make sure you hit that little subscribe button below and the little bell icon so you get notified whenever I go live like this or I upload a video. I do have some more specials coming. Spectra has been kind of on a pause at the moment, so I'm going to try and get back into that and kind of pick it up because now a bit more stability has come into my workplace. Alright, so thank you for joining. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video.